Okay, I've drawn the graph ahead just so I could make it neat, or fairly neat. So basically you've got a graph of a video game company. So on this side you've got profit in thousands of dollars. So these are how much money that's how much money they have or have made. And then on this axis it's the number of games sold. So they want to know what is the expected profit before any video games are sold. So the trick here is reading the graph correctly. So the profit before any games are sold would mean 0 games are sold, so we got to go back to 0 on this axis, and then we have to read the profit. So it looks here to be there's 2 tick marks to get to minus 200. So this first tick mark would be halfway, so that's minus 100. So we can kind of just fill that in, and then it looks like, you know, at 0 games sold, the profit seems to be some way halfway between minus 100 and minus 200, so that would be at minus 150. Now, on the test, the multiple choice could give you a choice to write down minus 150, and that's going to be wrong because it says the profit is in thousands of dollars. So, you know, this is not 200 and 400, this is really 200,000 and 400,000. So the correct answer for reading this graph is you read off the 150 here, but then you remember the profit is in thousands of dollars. So the number of dollars that they've got when they have 0 games sold is minus 150,000. So, you know, the question could also be changed around, so they say, well, how many games sold do they need to make a profit, or to break even, basically? So at that point, if you're breaking even, your profit goes up to 0, so that's the break even point. And so at that point, we've got the games sold. These are actually just in the number of games sold, so there's no thousands. So if we look, this tick mark is 4,000, so this one must be halfway, is 2,000. And then this point, when it crosses over, is going to be 3,000. So, you know, if they said at what point do they make 0 profit, the answer would be when 3,000 games are sold. So, you know, there's all kinds of ways that they can ask you to read a graph, but as long as you understand the fundamentals about the units, like in thousands, and, you know, what would 0 games sold look like? Well, it's over here. What would 12,000 look like? So you just have to be able to kind of read the graph. So you can kind of read any point, like at 8,000 games sold, the profit is, you know, if we just looked at this, I would say it would be like $250,000 in profit. So you can kind of just practice picking points off a graph and reading them. Okay.